Hey guys, so it's me again, who lives in a pineapple under the sea, SpongeBob SquarePants, at our new episode of Dear Paula. Pardon me guys if I haven't posted my videos lately because I went on a vacation on North Pole, North Korea, North America. Oh my god, I achieved my goals in life! So going back, I'll tell you a lot of things about audio information and media. How does sound affect mood of a scene?
Keep pushing on, things are gonna get better. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on.
In hashtag AskPaula, I entertain questions, suggestions, or comments in my channel. And I'm trying my very best that I could do to satisfy all of you. What is sound? What are its characteristics? Hashtag AskPaula from Chloe Moretz. Next, from Taylor Hatala. I usually record on my phone, so I want to know something about recording formats. Hashtag AskPaula. What are different media types? Hashtag AskPaula from Dylan O'Brien. Next. From Jared Leto. Out of curiosity, why sound is important? Hashtag AskPaula. Why sound is important? I heard that sound has many dimensions. Can you discuss them for me? Hashtag AskPaula from Harry Styles. From Chris Evans. MP3, WAV, OGG. What's the difference? I know there are many audio file formats, but I really don't know the difference. Hashtag AskPaula. From Liza Soberano. How does hearing differ from listening? Hashtag AskPaula. Then lastly, from Margot Robbie. Hey Puddin, what advantages do we get from audio media? Also, what are its disadvantages? Big kiss mark. Hashtag AskPaula. But since most of these topics are not in my forte, this episode will be extra special! I have seek help from my fellow YouTubers, Jolia, Dana, Brian, and Nedry. High five! There are 4 fundamental attributes of sound, and these are the amplitude, frequency, waveform, and speed propagation. What do you think is amplitude? Amplitude refers to how sound particles are displaced or scattered that produces a certain level or intensity of loudness. And do you know what is the unit of measurement of amplitude? Its unit of measurement is decibels. On the other hand, frequency is measured by counting the number of vibrations of sound particles in the path of a wave in a span of a second. You typically associate frequency to pitch, which is measured in hertz. If you're interest is on the actual shape of the sound wave, you are referring to its waveform. This is associated with the timbre or quality of sound. It distinguishes one sound coming from a source with that of another sound from another source. A sound speed propagation, meanwhile, pertains how quickly sound travels. It is dependent on the medium on which the sound is propagated, as well as on the medium's temperature. Sound has a role in media production, and that is technical and aesthetic. It can be mode of information exchange. According to Breslin, sound encourages us to imagine the experience of visuals in our minds, creating a unique experience. It also allows us to hear what people are talking about, and hearing their voices can give you information about the speakers, attitude, mood, geographical origin, and age. And just so you know, guys, sound is also context dependent. Shouting and whispering the same message implies two different emotions or intent.
Well, hello there, guys! Did you know that sound is vital in TV and film production? Sound is indispensable in TV and film. According to Robert Breslin, sound may be recorded through analog or digital in the form of digital audio type. As you know, noise is any sound that may cause destruction to the desired kind of sound. So, what do you know about the desired kind of sound? It is produced by different audio media types. Number 1. Number 1 is radio. It is the transmission of audio signals through air. AM radio or amplitude modulation is a news format that caters niches.
O, diretso na ho tayo sa Alvera, Leyte. Ang Chief of Police ng Alvera, Leyte, Chief Inspector Jovi Espinido. Tayo palo po dito kay Mayor Espinosa. Chief, magandang umaga po!
FM radio or frequency modulation is a station that caters musical taste for younger generation.
All the girls on the block knocking at my door. Wanna know what it is, make the boys want more. Take a sip on my secret potion. I'll make you fall in love. First love that can't be broken. One drop should be enough. Boy, you've been up to me. I got the recipe and it's called black magic.
Let's go to number 2, music recording. Its dominant format is MP3 and it takes digital audio files such as those recorded or audio CD. Number 3 is film and TV. Audio is integral to the sound design of movies and TV.
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Matters to me.
Down to the last one, alternative audio. It includes documentaries,
Ako ay Pilipino sa isip at sa gawa. Ngunit bakit mga pinuno puro lamang salita? Isang gobyerno
field recordings or actualities, radio dramas,
ng Strip 1 MM23, ang agos ng buhay ni Yandong na pinamagatang Hampas ng Alon.
Grabe, lamig na yun. Pero, ito na ang huling araw ko sa lamig na lungkot. Sa wakas, makakabalik na din ako. May kita ko ng pamilya ko.
Walang hiya ka! Paano mo nagawa sa akin to? Ang tigas ng mukha mo!
Ano bang pinagsasabi mo? Wala akong ginagawang masama.
Wala? Wala? Anong wala? Anong tawag mo
ka dito? May pahawak-hawak ka pa sa bewang?
Hindi totoo mga yan. Mga peke ang mga litrato.
Sonic art, and sound that combine with dance and performance.
I call a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough. Yeah. Better have my money. Y'all should know me well enough. Better have my money. Please don't call me on my bluff. Pay me what you want it. Ballin' bigger than LeBron. Give me your money. Who y'all think y'all frontin' on? Like blah, blah, blah. It better have. It better have. It better have. It better have my money. My money. My money. Better have my money. My money. My money. Better have my money.
Hey guys, I'm here to tell you more about the different dimensions of sound. So, there are 3 dimensions of sound: the film sound, the literal sound, and the non-literal sound. Let's dive in with the first one, the film sound. This is the dimension wherein the sound has to match the aesthetic impact of an image. We notice that in order to enhance the way we watch and listen to movies, music, and other entertainment, most films uses the surround sound technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? You are about to experience now, in this theater, the future of sound based on a revolutionary new system called Oro 3D. This is a 3-dimensional audio technology that is changing the landscape of the cinematic experience. Oro 3D features sound reproduction that is more realistic than anything you've heard before. It draws you into the action on screen, fully immersing you in a spectrum of lifelike sound. Natural acoustic reflections affect you as they do in real life, originating not only from around you, but also above you. Here are 2 examples of recordings made at an airport. In this next demo, helicopters will slowly creep up from the back of the theater. Close your eyes and feel them fly overhead.
Now that the first one's clear, let's move on with the second one, the literal sound. It is also called as the diegetic sound. In this dimension, the sound may be referential, which simply means that the sound conveys a specific literal meaning and describes the source of the sound.
Do you see my face? Oh, can I have a hug?
Oh, you missed the beard.
rude.
Once you heard the sound, you already knew that it was coming from a baby. You knew it because you associate the image of a crying baby due to the sound that is produced. Some other examples of these dimensions are sound made by objects, and the voices of the characters in the
See
movie.
if I could fix some of these. Or, if you wanted to get new ones, I could go into town at lunchtime. Or we could both go.
Do you know what, Louisa? Me smashing those photographs was not an accident.
Sorry. I didn't think.
You thought you knew best. Well, I don't want those pictures staring at me every time I'm stuck in bed waiting for someone to bloody get me out again, okay?
I wasn't gonna...
The last one is the non-literal sound, or sometimes called the non-diegetic sound.
This is where the sound is non-referential, or it only evokes a visual image of the source of the sound, which makes it more symbolic. Check this one out. You notice that the source of the sound is neither visible on screen nor has been implied to be presented in action. This is what the third dimension is all about. Some other examples are narrator's commentary,
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny kingdom. Peaceful, prosperous, and rich in romance and tradition. Here in a stately chateau, there lived a widowed gentleman and his little daughter, Cinderella.
and sound effects which is added for the dramatic effect in the film.
I remember every sensation. I don't want those memories erased by the struggle to fit behind a table. The taxi drivers who refused to take me, and my wheelchair power pack that won't charge in a French socket. I'll tell you where we all go, though.
Where?
Alicia's wedding.
Really?
So, hello everyone! I'm here to discuss the general functions of sound space until 1989.
First is dialogue. Dialogue, of course, is a conversation between two or more persons. In a dialogue, information is contained in a few lines, carefully crafted dialogue.
Think it'll scare the kids?
The kids? This will give the parents nightmares.
Is that good?
It's fantastic.
Second is the direct address. This provides the optimal information exchange since this only happens when performer speaks directly from their screen position.
Slice going forward. Let the weight of the knife do the work. 3 fingers, 1 in front, 2 behind. And this part of the knuckle is going to guide the knife. Fingers on top of the onion, point the knife towards the root and try to get as close to the root as possible. Nice, long strokes. And then push the onion back together. Push the knife halfway into the onion. Slightly tilt the knife down. 1 at the top. And then gripping the onion like a tennis ball, holding it together in place. With the weight of the blade to cut through that onion to get to the base of the root. Again, turn it round, up and down motion. And that's what we're left there. No waste, just the root. And look, there, you've got a really nice, finely chopped.
Another function of sounds is narration. We all know that spoken words is often much more effective in advancing a plot than pictures are.
To be me. This is me.
I think it's apparent I need to rethink my life a little bit. What's my problem? First of all, I'm a rat.
My name's Ralph, and I'm a bad guy.
My name's Hiccup. Great name, I know, but it's not the worst.
My name's Eve, and this is my family, the Crudes. If you weren't clued in already by the animal skins and sloping foreheads, we're
There are two kinds of orientations in narration. First is the outer orientation. This focuses on space where specific sounds can help reveal and define the location of an event, spatial environment, and off-screen space.
That's right, I'm that llama. The name is Kuzco, Emperor Kuzco.
But the story I want to tell you is true. I was there.
Under the outer orientation, we have the location. It is the sounds that identifies a specific location which provides familiarity to its audiences.
Girl named Rapunzel. And it starts with the sun.
Next is environment. This is the usage of sound variations which basically indicates specific spatial characteristics of an environment.
Here's my day so far. Went to jail, lost the girl of my dreams, and got my butt kicked pretty.
Another is time, since sounds are a powerful indicator of clock time and, of course, the seasons.
I'm falling to my death. Guess they can't.
Let me show you the people
The second orientation is the outer orientation, which includes mood, where you can create or underscore a variety of non-musical sounds or combine music with non-musical sounds. Internal condition, where sounds can express a variety of internal conditions, like if a person feels calm, excited, or agitated. Another is energy. This includes musics and other non-literal sounds such as hisses, whistles, and whines that can provide or increase the aesthetic energy of a scene. Lastly, the structure. This is where sounds establishes or supplements the rhythmic structure or the visual vector structure of the screen event.
Hey guys, I'm Brian and this is Ned next to me. So Ned and I are going to tell you more about various audio file formats that we often use and we seldom use.
And also, some infos to add on how should we use these file extensions appropriately in different fields of production of audio rendering.
Probably a lot of you are familiar with the WAV files or WAV and the MPEG Layer 3 or MP3, which are the most common formats that's used by several people.
So mainly, we are here for you to know and have such ideas on how you could possibly utilize and store audio files in using the right file extension according to such consumption.
So for you to have an idea on how we could easily identify the importance of each audio file format, we will be expounding one by one all the possible file formats we usually can encounter in some various computer audio renditions.
And by the end of this, you'll surely be knowledgeable enough about using these audio file formats wisely.
Yes!
So, let's begin. Open file formats includes WAV, WAV, or whatever, MP3, OGG, GSM, DCT, FLAC, AU, AIFF, VOX, and RAW. WAV. The WAV format is a standard audio file format used mainly in personal computers, especially on Windows. Commonly, they are used to store CD quality sound files, which means They can be sized around 10 MB per minute. Can also be encoded with a variety of codecs to reduce the file size, like MP3 or GSM. MP3. It is the most popular format for downloading and storing music. MP3 eliminate portions of the audio file that can essentially inaudible. MP3 files are compressed to roughly 1/10 of the size of an equivalent PCM file, while maintaining good quality. It is recommended for music storage, but it is not good for voice storage. Note: in downloading music, I recommend you to use MP3 rather than WAV because, like what I said earlier, MP3 is best for music storage and it is lighter than WAV. OGG. It is a free open source container format supporting a variety of codecs. GSM. It is designed for telephony use in Europe. It is a very practical format for telephone quality voice. It makes a good compromise between the size and quality. It is recommended for voice recording. DCT is a variable codec format designed for dictation. DCT has dictation header information and can be encrypted. It is often required by medical confidentiality laws. FLAC, a lossless compression codec. If you compress a PCM to FLAC and restore it again, it will be a perfect copy of the original. The cost of the losslessness is that the compression ratio is not good. But I recommend this for archiving PCM files where quality is important, like music files. ALU, the standard audio file format used by Sun, Unix, and Java. AIFF. It is the standard audio file format used by Apple. It is like the WAV file of Macintosh. VOX. This file type is similar to WAV files except that VOX files has no information about itself. So the codec sample rate and the number of channels must first be specified in order to play VOX files. It is a very old file type and it's pretty poor. It is recommended for supporting legacy systems. And lastly, RAW. This file type is owned by Microsoft. RAW can contain audio in any codec but is usually used with PCM audio data. It is rarely used except for technical tests. Also, it is designed with DRM or digital rights management abilities for copy protection.
Another is proprietary formats, which includes WMA, AAC, RA, MSV, and DVF are also into this classification.
WMA, the popular Windows Media Audio format owned by Microsoft. Designed with digital rights management or DRM, which has the ability for copyright protection. Next is AAC. The Advanced Audio Coding format is based on MPEG-4 audio standard owned by Dolby. A copy-protected version of this format has been developed by Apple for use in music downloaded from their iTunes Music Store. RA, a real audio format designed for streaming audio over the internet. The RA format also allows files to be stored in self-contained fashion on a computer, with all of the audio data contained inside the file itself. MSV, a Sony proprietary format for memory stick compressed voice files. You might need a Sony plugin to load this. And lastly, DVF, a Sony proprietary format for compressed voice files, commonly used by Sony dictation recorders. You might need a Sony plugin to load this.
Other unclassified audio file extensions are 8-track, MID, and 8. So of all the formats and extensions that we have mentioned a while ago, I hope things get clearer and understandable to all of you.
That's right!
So there you go, guys.
Well, fantastic!
Hope to see more of all your comments, suggestions, and questions. And until next time,
Can you differentiate hearing from listening?
Hearing is a sense of receiving a message without understanding. On the other hand, listening means to hear something with thoughtful attention.
A few inches later.
Anna,
siya! You went out without my permission! And worse, you went home very late! It's not a decent act for a girl to do! Philemon! You still managed to spend your time playing computer games instead of studying!
You notice that the message of the mother penetrates emotionally to these three girls and that caused them to feel bad. And this is a good example of listening. These two boys is an illustration of hearing. The message does not directly affect them, that caused them to ignore the substance of the message. Hearing simply happens unless you are hearing impaired, while listening is something you consciously choose to do because it requires concentration so that the meaning of that sound can be processed by our brain. Listening entails receiving and sharing information. Guys, let me ask you a question. Is taking notes an example of hearing or listening? If your answer is listening, you are right. It is an example of listening because your brain processes it. And because of that, you may be able to recall it after some time.
Audio media is relatively inexpensive, accessible, and easy to use. With a wide array of choices of storing audio files, you are no longer limited to analog formats of sound storage.
There is no necessity of literally writing every bit of information that we want to share, since you can record sound and transmit it digitally. Sound can also augment visuals in ways that can enhance your appreciation of information.
Some of the limitations of handling audio media would be the necessity to be familiar with various software and audio technology.
There may also be occasions when audio-only format restricts the content that can be conveyed.
Abstract concepts are usually challenging to convey using only audio media.
It is said that you cannot put the world on mute. Sound is everywhere. I hope you find our episode helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up.
See you next time. Bye.
You say you're down, I'll take you up. You're on the ground, enough's enough. It is time for us to go. And now